Donald Trump isn't the Polish joke. So far as I know, Donald Trump is not of Polish heritage at all. But there are, well, Polacks involved in the joke because new evidence shows that Donald Trump did indeed knowingly use illegal alien labor to construct Trump Tower. Yeah, I know. Oh, of course he did. It's not remotely surprising or shocking. Leon Wolf brings this to our attention, or brought it to our attention yesterday. At Red State, now it is a matter of historical record that illegal Polish aliens were relied upon heavily in the construction of Trump Tower. It's an issue that came up in the Republican debates, and Trump's defense throughout the entire campaign has been that he did not know the workers were in the country illegally, that they were hired by a subcontractor, and he had no knowledge of their immigration status. Now, that controversy seems like it might as well have happened in the 1990s, given all the insane things Trump has said and done since then. But Time magazine, as part of the media turning on Trump once he became the Republican nominee, which was eminently, easily, effortlessly predictable, you should have seen this coming, Trumplicans, has, Time magazine went digging through records and court testimony from the relevant time period. And guys, you're never going to believe this, but Trump was lying! Time magazine, as aforementioned, has the quote. For 36 years, Trump has denied knowingly using illegal aliens to demolish the building that would be replaced with Trump Tower in 1980. After Senator Marco Rubio raised the issue of illegal Polish workers during a Republican primary debate this year, Trump described himself as removed from the problem. I hire a contractor. The contractor that hires a subcontractor, he said. They have people. I don't know. I don't remember. That was so many years ago, 35 years ago. But thousands of pages of documents from the case, including reams of testimony and sworn depositions reviewed by Time magazine, tell a different story. Kept for more than a decade in 13 boxes in a federal judiciary storage unit in Missouri, of all places, the documents contain testimony that Trump sought out the Polish workers when he saw them on another job, instigated the creation of the company that paid them, it was a front in other words, and negotiated the hours they would work. The papers contain testimony that Trump repeatedly toured the site when the men were working, directly addressed them about pay problems, and even promised to pay them himself, which he eventually did. Now, the specifics unearthed by Time are particularly damning, including testimony from numerous people that Trump frankly admitted to the fact that he had illegals working on his property. One example. For help, Trump turned to Daniel Sullivan, a 6'5", 285-pound labor consultant, FBI informant, and future officer of the Teamsters Union. Donald told me he had difficulties, Sullivan later testified in the case, that he had some illegal Polish employees on the job. Sullivan had been helping Trump negotiate a casino deal in New Jersey at the time, and he testified that he was shocked by Trump's admission. I think you are nuts, Sullivan testified that he told Trump. You're here negotiating a lease in Atlantic City for a casino license, and you're telling me you've got illegal employees on the job. Now, here's the worst part about this whole affair. When disputes arose between Trump and his Polish employees about their working conditions and their back pay, which was severely in arrears, Trump tried to solve the problem by by looking into having them deported.
He did it.
Calm yourself.
Oh my god, dude.
So, what conclusion do you draw from that in Donald Trump's mind when it comes to illegal aliens? That Polish aliens are just fine, but Mexican aliens, no way! And even then, only Polish aliens are okay for a while, I guess, at least as long as he has to be the one that pays up. Jesus. The documents show that after things got ugly over unpaid wages, Trump sought Sullivan's advice on the workers and their immigration status. At one point, a lawyer for the Poles testified Trump threatened, through his lawyer, to call the Immigration and Naturalization Service and have the workers deported. And when the Labor Department launched a probe of the Polish laborers, Trump again called Sullivan for help, asking him to meet the federal investigator at Trump's office, according to the documents, because he didn't have the balls to meet with the federal investigator himself. Yeah, the buck's going to stop with a President Trump. That's what you think. And you'd be wrong. And this is the worst sort of exploitive and subhuman behavior. If this is true, I hope many worse things than losing this election happen to Donald Trump. And of course, here was the Trump campaign's, what would you call this? Well, I don't have to be polite, but I suppose I could make an attempt. How about response? That's a nice neutral term. Quote, when contacted on August 23rd by Time for comment on the documents, Trump replied with an emailed statement. Quote, the laws were totally different 35 years ago, he wrote in the message. The building, Trump Tower, turned out to be one of the most successful and iconic buildings ever built, which doesn't have anything to do with the subject matter at hand. Do you have nothing better to write about than a story that is 35 years old and filled with half-truths and false information? In other words, every word of it is true. And, well, I mean, that was so long ago, it's old news. Is that starting to sound like a Clintonoid tactic? He borrows from the best, I guess, referring to Donald Trump. You know, I'm quite sure they were different back then. Things, that is. But there still was such a thing as illegal immigration, and it was still illegal for Trump to have employed illegal aliens, no matter what country they came from. As to the success of Trump Tower, well, I'm sure many great edifices have been constructed using, at least in part, labor from illegal aliens, but that doesn't mean that the companies that employed them didn't violate the law. This story, though, illustrates at least part of the problem the media has in terms of covering Trump's campaign. Although this should all sound depressingly familiar to you because we've gotten it from the Clintons for the past 25 years. To wit, Trump lies so frequently and about so many things that by the time you have done the legwork to prove that he was lying, the public's attention has been diverted by the hundreds of ridiculous comments and lies he's made since then. On the merits, Trump should be down by about 20 points right now, but he's such a successful flim-flammer that it's hard for the media to keep up with the public's attention span, and let's not forget against whom he's actually running.